My beloved child, I am drawing near to you with a tender whisper of grace, and I invite you to feel the depth of my love surrounding you like a warm blanket on a cold night. For I see every hope stirring in your heart, and every breath you take with silent yearning, and I long to remind you that you are never alone. For I am always by your side and will never leave you, even for a single moment, because my devotion to you surpasses all human understanding, and I want you to know, with absolute certainty, that I cherish your presence and delight in drawing you closer to me every day, so that your soul may find rest in my everlasting arms, and your spirit might soar in the light of my unwavering faithfulness. Take hold of this assurance now and step forward in renewed confidence, for a glorious future unfolds before you. I have never turned my face from you, even when shadows appeared to loom over your path and fear threatened to consume your peaceful nights. And you must understand that my purpose for you has always been anchored in my boundless love, calling you to rise above every storm. So do not let your heart grow weary, because my hand upholds you with unwavering strength, and I shield you from every arrow of despair, ensuring that not a single tear escapes my notice, nor a single sigh remains unheard, for I count each heartbeat as precious, beloved one, and my promise stands firm that I will guide you through every valley toward the sunlit peaks of triumph, where hope flourishes without end. Open your heart and let hope blossom, for I am preparing miracles beyond what you can see. Come close to me now, and let me speak directly to the deepest parts of your spirit, for I desire to fill your innermost being with courage, to remind you that every road you walk is marked by my footprints of mercy, and that every challenge you face can be conquered by the power of my abiding presence. So cast aside every lingering doubt and do not cling to anxieties that weigh down your soul. For my promise is to lift you up on wings of renewed strength, ushering you into my sanctuary of abiding peace. And as you stand in awe of my greatness, remember that I have fashioned you with eternal significance, destined for heights that reflect my goodness in all circumstances. Embrace my love today and walk boldly forward, for the radiance of what lies ahead surpasses every dream. I see your heart like a radiant gem, shining with potential that transcends every boundary. And I want you to know you are a masterpiece formed by my own hands, fashioned with intricate care to reflect my glory in every season. So do not underestimate the priceless beauty I have placed within you. For in the expanse of all creation, there is no one else who can take your place or fulfill the mission I have ordained for you. And as you wake each morning, remember that I rejoice in the unique melody of your existence, celebrating each breath you draw with unending joy. Stand firm in the knowledge of your worth, for it will carry you through life's fiercest storms and guide you into the brilliance I have prepared for you. Your laughter is like a cherished song that brings delight to my heart, and your tears are equally precious, for they water the soil of your growth, leading you deeper into my embrace. So do not fear vulnerability, because I am the one who collects every tear and turns them into testimonies of redemption, weaving them together to showcase my grace. And when you doubt your significance or question your path, look up and see that I have placed my eternal seal of love upon you, marking you as my treasured child, endowed with gifts that mirror my own creative spark. Let your heart bloom in the sunlight of my affection, for I am forever delighted by who you are becoming. From the first moment I formed you in the secret place, my purpose has been inscribed upon your life like a heavenly promise waiting to unfold, and I watch over you with a fervent devotion that surpasses every worldly comparison, standing beside you in triumph and sorrow alike. For my bond with you is unbreakable, sealed by the love that has no end. And even when you feel unworthy or uncertain, remember that my grace elevates you beyond the shadows of doubt, shining upon you with an everlasting favor, a favor that I yearn to pour out upon every step you take. Embrace who I made you to be, for that is where you will find my deepest joy. Indeed, you are not merely an ordinary soul wandering aimlessly in a vast universe, but rather you are my chosen vessel, destined to carry my light into places overshadowed by hopelessness. And even if you consider your talents small, I declare they are seeds of greatness that will flourish in due time, for I have breathed upon every gift within you, and my breath of life never returns void. So do not let the world's measures define your value, because my eyes behold you with infinite admiration, seeing the potential blossoming within your heart. Let your spirit awaken to this truth, and see how I have crowned you with my glory for eternal purposes that far exceed human understanding. When I gaze upon you, I see layers of brilliance, like a jewel with countless facets, each reflecting a different hue of my divine creativity. And every experience you have walked through, whether joyous or painful, has shaped you into a vessel capable of carrying empathy and compassion to those around you. So do not discount the lessons birthed from your struggles, for even those hardships have been redeemed through my grace, transforming you into a radiant testimony of my love. And in the tapestry of my kingdom, you hold an irreplaceable thread, woven with colors that only you can provide. Wear this truth as a constant reminder that you are never lost or forsaken, for my presence animates your life with significance. I know there are moments you question whether you have anything to offer, or whether your gifts will ever make an impact. Yet I assure you, my precious child, that your life is an instrument in my symphony of grace, and each note you play echoes throughout eternity, bringing comfort and hope to souls who are searching for my face. So let the fear of insignificance melt away, replaced by the unwavering knowledge that my spirit dwells within you, enlivening every aspect of your being. And as you trust me more, you will see how I amplify your gifts, allowing you to step into a purpose that exceeds even your wildest dreams. Hold this conviction in your heart, for you are destined to shine brightly for my glory. There is no wall so high, nor valley so deep, that my delight in you can be extinguished. And in times when you stumble, I do not turn away, but rush in with open arms, lifting you back to your feet and reminding you that you are worth every effort, every drop of mercy, and every act of redemption. And if your heart ever fears rejection, know this: my acceptance of you was sealed long before you drew your first breath, for I knew you and loved you with an undying passion, and my commitment to you stands firm through every trial. Rest in the promise of my constant affection, for nothing can shake the foundation upon which your true identity is built. Look to the heavens and marvel at the stars, for each one declares the magnificence of my power. And yet I tell you, you shine even brighter than these celestial wonders in the eyes of your Creator, beloved child, because you carry my image, reflecting my nature in every loving act and kind word. So do not shrink from this calling, for I have placed my own heart within you, urging you to love as I love, and to reflect my compassion, mercy, and righteousness to a world that hungers for hope. And each step you take, guided by faith, becomes a beacon of my presence, drawing others closer to my truth. Take joy in your unique essence, for it glimmers with eternal purpose. Just as I once breathed life into Adam, forming him from the dust and filling him with my spirit, so too have I breathed life into you, anointing you with talents and callings that are not random, but divinely orchestrated to fulfill a greater story of redemption and grace. And though your human eyes may see only your limitations, my divine perspective sees unlimited potential, waiting to be unleashed through your willing heart. For when you trust me, mountains are moved, and the impossible yields to the power of my word. So never doubt that you are cherished, an essential part of my plan to extend my love throughout every generation. Live boldly in that understanding, for you matter more than you know. I rejoice each time you call upon me, for that moment of intimacy reflects our sacred bond, and I treasure those glimpses of your faith, reaching upward like delicate flowers seeking the sun. So do not shy away from prayer or communion with me, even if you feel unworthy or small, for my ears are always open to your cries, and my heart always inclined toward your deepest yearnings. And as you open your soul to me, I impart new life, reviving your spirit and reminding you that my delight in you is limitless, because I see the heart I fashioned, and I am ever pleased to watch you grow and flourish. Be unwavering in this truth, for my love never fails. If the world has told you that you are not enough, or if voices around you have cast doubt on your dreams, lay those burdens at my feet and let my words shape your understanding of who you are. For I call you my beloved creation, born with purpose, destined for impact, and guided by my hand. So let your mind dwell upon my promises, allowing them to silence the lies that try to cloud your identity, and know that my truth stands eternal, surpassing any temporary verdict of man. Never forget you belong to me, and in my kingdom you hold infinite worth that no darkness can diminish. Many search for validation in human achievements or fleeting praise, but I want you to anchor your worth in the unchanging reality of my love, which remains steadfast through every triumph and failure. For I do not base my affection upon your performance, but upon the unbreakable bond between Creator and creation. So release the pressure to prove yourself, and simply rest in the knowledge that I see your heart, your intentions, and your sincere longing to walk in my ways. And my satisfaction in you does not waver when you stumble, but draws closer, offering you grace and lifting you higher. Let this be your unwavering foundation, for it will not be shaken. I crafted you in my image, endowing you with an eternal soul that resonates with my own divine nature, and this gift sets you apart from all else in creation, enabling you to experience my goodness, share in my compassion, and reflect my light in countless ways. So whenever despair tries to overshadow your thoughts, recall that the imprint of my spirit rests upon you, fueling your capacity to love beyond measure and to hope in the midst of adversity. And as you grasp this truth more deeply, you will see that nothing is impossible with me by your side, for your value is anchored in my everlasting grace. Embrace it now and walk forward with confidence. Let my spirit remind you daily that you are not defined by the mistakes of your past or the failures that once weighed you down, but you are shaped by my mercy, renewed by my word, and poised for every good work I have set before you. So release every regret into my hands, and trust that I transform your experiences into wisdom that blesses others, turning what once caused pain into a testimony of healing and redemption. And in this way, your life becomes a channel of my grace, drawing others into my welcoming arms. Stand tall in the light of this understanding, for I have proclaimed you free. Above all else, remember that your presence in this world is not accidental or incidental, but part of my intricate design for the ages. And each day you rise, I invite you to partner with me in spreading kindness, compassion, and truth. So do not believe the lie that you are insignificant, for even the smallest acts, when done in my name, carry eternal significance, and I delight in watching you step into your calling, assured of my guidance, equipped with my spirit, and overflowing with the confidence that springs from knowing your worth in my eyes. Greet this new day with joy and expectancy, for I am with you every step of the way. I know the silent battles you fight when no one else is watching, and I see the shadows that sometimes creep into your thoughts, whispering doubts about your future and anxieties that gnaw at your peace. Yet I want you to understand that you are never hidden from my gaze, and every tear you shed, every sigh you release, and every trembling heartbeat of fear is fully known to me. For I stand by your side through every harrowing night and uncertain dawn, gently reminding you that there is no valley so deep that my presence cannot reach. Allow my comfort to wrap around you, for I will guide you through the darkest corridors of worry and lead you into the warmth of my hope. When the burdens of daily life weigh heavily on your shoulders and your mind feels like it is trapped in a constant swirl of demands, remember that I invite you to cast these cares upon me, for I am the one who never grows weary, never falters in strength, and never hesitates to carry you when you feel you cannot take another step. So do not be ashamed of your struggles, because in my eyes, your vulnerability becomes the gateway to encountering my power. And through these trials, I am forging resilience in your spirit, molding you into a vessel that can withstand storms and still shine with the light of my grace. Cling to my promise, for I will not let you stumble without offering my hand. I understand the nights when sleep eludes you, and you find yourself wrestling with anxious thoughts about tomorrow's uncertainties, about finances, relationships, or health. And in those moments, I stand close, whispering, my assurance that I hold every detail of your life in my sovereign hand. And though the world may appear chaotic, I remain the anchor of stability and peace, and I call you to lean upon me, to release the burdens that weigh you down, and to trust in the goodness of my plans, even when the path ahead is blurred by confusion. Rest in my embrace, for I am strong enough to bear the weight of every worry you carry. I see the sorrow you face when loved ones hurt you, and the ache that settles within your heart when relationships crumble or words cut deep, and my heart weeps alongside yours. For I designed you to crave connection and genuine love, so do not despair in your loneliness, because even in the midst of brokenness, I am the mender of shattered hearts, the one who gently pieces together fragments of trust and hope. And I am present in the quiet corners of your heartache, offering you grace to forgive, to heal, and to rise again with renewed compassion. Allow my comfort to renew your relationships, for I am the author of restoration. I understand how exhaustion can creep in, how the demands of daily life can leave you feeling like you are running on empty, trying to keep pace with everyone's expectations. And I see when you feel pulled in countless directions, uncertain of where your strength will come from. So in these times, I gently remind you that I am your source of everlasting vitality, replenishing your soul with living water that never runs dry. And as you pause to rest in me, you will discover that I infuse you with the energy to continue, carrying you beyond what your human limitations would allow. Turn to me and let my spirit fill you anew. I have watched you wrestle with disappointments, dreams that seemed to slip through your fingers, opportunities that never came to fruition, and seasons of waiting that tested your endurance. Yet through each disappointment, I have been carefully shaping your character, preparing your heart for something deeper, something that transcends the fleeting nature of worldly success. So do not lose heart when your plans falter. For sometimes I allow a door to close so that I may open a window of grace that leads you closer to my ultimate purpose for you. Trust in my timing, for I orchestrate all things for your good. I know how isolating it can feel when you believe no one truly understands your struggles, and even when you attempt to voice your pain, it may seem as though the world moves on without recognizing the depth of your anguish. Yet I promise you this: I see every detail of your circumstance, every nuance of your fears, and I am not a distant observer, but an ever-present comfort who stands ready to ease your burden. So bring your unspoken heartaches to me, and let me remind you that in your loneliness you are never truly alone. I am there, offering solace that surpasses all human limitations. There are seasons when your future feels uncertain, when what once seemed steady begins to shift beneath your feet, leaving you standing on shaky ground with no clear direction. And in those moments, I hold out my hand, inviting you to walk by faith, not by sight, trusting that I have charted every step of your path and that my wisdom is far beyond your own. For even when the road ahead is veiled, my guidance shines like a lamp to your feet, leading you through uncharted territory with unwavering love. Take my hand, and I will not fail you. I see how you battle with comparison, measuring yourself against the achievements and blessings of others, wondering if you have fallen behind or missed your calling. And in that struggle, I remind you that my plan for your life is uniquely tailored, woven with threads that are distinctly yours. So do not let envy or insecurity take root in your heart, for I have prepared a path for you that is incomparable, steeped in the richness of my purpose for you alone. And as you embrace my design, you will discover a peace that dissolves the need for comparison, replacing it with profound joy. Look to me and find rest. I acknowledge the guilt you sometimes carry from your past, the regret that resurfaces in quiet moments and taints your perspective of yourself. But my child, do you not know that I am the one who forgives, who cleanses, and who transforms ashes into beauty? So release the shame you have held onto so tightly, and let my grace wash over you. For I have already paid the price to set you free from condemnation, and I long for you to move forward with a clean slate, trusting that I can bring forth healing out of every mistake. Trust in my mercy, and watch me redeem your story. I know how oppressive fear can be, that stifling grip that holds you back from stepping into the fullness of your calling. So when you feel paralyzed by the unknown or frightened by the possibility of failure, remember that I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And in your weakness, my strength is perfected, granting you the boldness to tread upon challenges that once seemed insurmountable. Lean on my courage, and you will find that every giant in your path shrinks in the light of my unfailing presence. Go forth with confidence, for I pave the way. I recognize the weight of family responsibilities and the desire to protect and provide for those you love, and I see how your heart aches when conflicts arise or loved ones straddle the brink of harm. So do not despair in these trying times, but know that I care for your family even more profoundly than you can fathom, orchestrating circumstances for their good. And I promise to be the firm foundation that holds your household together, healing rifts, mending wounds, and guiding every member toward the path of righteousness. Release your anxieties into my capable hands, for I am the guardian who never slumbers. I understand the sting of betrayal and the devastation of broken trust, leaving scars that might tempt you to close your heart forever. Yet I urge you to let me bind your wounds and gently nurture the capacity to trust again. For the walls you build to guard against pain can also block you from receiving the love and companionship you were created to experience. And as you heal in my presence, I will strengthen you with discernment, leading you into relationships that honor me and uplift your spirit. So do not remain shackled by the past, but walk forward into restored hope. I see when your faith feels shaken by the storms of life, when prayers go unanswered in the way or timing you had hoped for, and doubt creeps in, whispering that perhaps I have forgotten you. But know that even in the silence, I am working behind the scenes, orchestrating details that will later reveal my wisdom and my goodness. So cling to my word, and let it anchor you through the fiercest tempest. For though the winds rage and the seas roar, I am the one who stills the storm with a single command. Rest assured, I will never abandon you. When you walk through the valley of deep grief, mourning the loss of loved ones or precious dreams, my heart aches with compassion for you, and I draw nearer than ever, offering the gentle solace that only my spirit can provide. So do not be afraid to weep in my presence, to let the waves of sorrow pour from your soul. For in due time, I will turn your mourning into dancing, and I will replace your heaviness with a garment of praise, reminding you that beyond every darkness, my light shines with unrelenting hope. Take hold of my comforting hand and trust that I lead you toward healing. I am your shield, standing between you and every arrow of despair that the world or the enemy may hurl in your direction. And though you may encounter battles of the mind, body, or spirit, know that I have already declared my victory over them. And as you rest in my presence, you will discover that the fiercest storms must bow to my authority. Do not be alarmed by the winds and waves. Instead, fix your eyes upon me and trust that I am working all things for your good. Remain confident, for I am the Lord who protects you. When calamity seems to strike from every angle, I promise to be your refuge, a fortified tower in which you can hide. And from that place of safety, you will see how I dismantle the schemes set against you, transforming obstacles into pathways of growth. So do not be consumed by panic or dread, but hold fast to the knowledge that I have hedged you behind and before, and my loving hand rests upon you, sealing you with security that cannot be shattered. Know that no circumstance can ever outmatch my power. Even in the darkest night, when fear looms large and hope seems distant, I shine the light of my presence to guide you, for I am the one who parted the seas for my people, who led them with a pillar of fire, ensuring their steps were guarded on every side. And what I have done before, I will do again, for my faithfulness endures through every generation, and my love remains steadfast. So call upon me when the way is obscured, and watch as I illuminate your path with my unceasing grace. I will not let you stumble. I stand as the guardian of your soul, the keeper of your heart, warding off discouragement and despair, for I have placed within you a spark of my own spirit, breathing life into every weary corner. And I delight in watching you rise above your limitations, secured by the shield of my provision. So walk forward without hesitation, knowing that I am ever present, protecting you like a mother eagle hovering over her young, ensuring no harm befalls you. Stay rooted in this truth. I am the God who shields you. When you feel overwhelmed, drowning in the flood of life's demands and uncertainties, remember that I am the one who beckons you to step out upon the waters, upholding you with my hand so you will not sink. For I am the King who commands the waves, and at my word every tempest must still. So let your trust in my power conquer every whisper of doubt, and witness how I transform tumult into a sea of calm, always watching over you with unwavering vigilance. I will not let you fall. Do not fear the schemes of those who oppose you, whether in the physical realm or the spiritual, because my presence encircles you like a wall of fire, confounding the plans of the enemy and rendering them powerless. And I assure you that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, for my light exposes every hidden snare, and my angels stand ready to guard you wherever you go. Rest in my sovereignty, for I am your fortress and your deliverer. I have kept watch over you from the moment you drew your first breath, orchestrating the protection of your life in ways both seen and unseen, sheltering you under my wings like a tender father guarding his beloved child. So place your confidence in my devotion, for I never slumber nor grow weary, and my hands that shape the universe are the same hands that cradle you, ensuring that even if you stumble, you will not be utterly cast down. Find peace in my eternal vigilance. Recall how I delivered my people from the jaws of lions, from fiery furnaces, and from the prisons of despair. And remember that I remain the same yesterday, today, and forever, ready to display my might on your behalf. So when you confront adversity, invoke my name, for it is the name above every name, a strong tower in which the righteous find safety. And as you declare my promises, you will witness chains breaking, doors opening, and your enemies scattering. Trust in my power, for it never wavers. Even if the earth quakes and the mountains crumble, I am your firm foundation, the rock on which you stand, unshakable and constant in a world of chaos. And when winds of confusion blow with relentless force, anchoring yourself in me will keep you steady. For my word never fails, and my covenant of love will never be broken. Let this assurance fill you with boldness. You are held securely in my unchanging grasp. I am he who watches over your coming and going, preserving your life from harm and blessing your steps with providence. So do not be anxious about tomorrow, about dangers that lurk unseen, for every detail is open to my sight, and my strong arm is swift to shield you. So place your trust in my vigilant care, and you will find freedom from the weight of anxiety, liberated to live fully in my grace. Rejoice, for your keeper is the Lord of all creation. In every battle you face, I stand as the captain of hosts, commanding legions of angels on your behalf, and though the conflict may appear intimidating, know that its outcome is already sealed by my sovereignty. For I fight for you, not as a distant ally, but as the one who has personally invested in your victory through the power of redemption. So do not be dismayed when opposition arises, but hold your head high, for the triumph belongs to those who remain under my banner. I am your undefeatable champion. I have engraved your name upon my palms, ensuring that I never forget you, and that your cause is ever before my eyes. So when trials loom large, and the night of affliction seems endless, look to me, for I am the one who will part the seas of difficulty and scatter the armies of fear, leading you through the wilderness into a land flowing with my blessings. And in this journey, you will learn that my protection is both a shield and a lesson, teaching you to trust me more deeply. Cling to me, for I will never forsake you. In moments of desperation, when you feel you cannot take another step, I rush in to strengthen your weary knees, supporting you with my grace that infuses new life into your fainting heart. So fear not the limits of your endurance, for my power is made perfect in your weakness, enabling you to persevere through every trial. And though the road may be winding, my hand remains outstretched, ready to lift you out of despair. Believe that I sustain you, for I am your rock. I speak to the storms that arise in your relationships, finances, and health, commanding them to be still, and my voice thunders with authority over every tumult, ensuring that nothing can uproot you from my care. So rest in the confidence that I am more powerful than any force that seeks your harm, and that my favor surrounds you like a protective shield, repelling negativity and ushering in my peace. Let your faith arise, for I cover you completely. Above all, remember that my greatest act of protection was giving my very self so that you could be rescued from the grip of sin and eternal separation. And through this priceless sacrifice, I have proven my commitment to your well-being. So never doubt my willingness to safeguard your steps, for if I did not withhold my own life for your sake, how much more will I shield you in the day-to-day struggles you face? Lean on me in every moment, and know that my saving grace keeps you forever secure. Come to me in prayer, my beloved child, and do not hold back the cries of your heart, for I long to hear your voice, whether it is filled with gratitude or weighed down by sorrow. And in the secret place of communion, I will speak tenderly to your soul, exchanging your burdens for my peace. So cast aside every hesitation, for you need no elaborate words or rituals, only a sincere heart that yearns for my touch. Seek me now, and I will answer you. Do not fear that your words are too small or your faith too weak, for I welcome even the faintest whisper that calls upon my name. And as you reach out to me with honesty, I draw near, bringing comfort and renewal. So dare to share every concern, every wound, every hidden hope, because I already see and know them, yet I delight in your choice to invite me into every aspect of your life. Open your heart freely and discover my healing presence. When worry threatens to consume your thoughts, I urge you to turn your anxieties into petitions, surrendering each one at my feet. And in return, I promise you a peace that transcends human logic, guarding your heart and mind. So remember that prayer is not a last resort, but a powerful invitation for my hand to move on your behalf, orchestrating miracles you never imagined possible. Trust in my faithfulness, for I respond to your cries. Set aside time each day to seek my face, for I yearn to meet you in the stillness, away from the clamor of the world. And as you quiet your soul before me, you will feel my spirit breathing life into every weary place, restoring strength where exhaustion once prevailed. So do not neglect this sacred time, for it is in these holy moments that you will find the courage to stand firm amid trials. Draw near and let us commune together. Trust that I hear even the prayers you cannot articulate, those groans of the soul that words fail to express. For my spirit intercedes on your behalf, speaking the language of your deepest longing straight into my presence. So do not be discouraged if you stumble over your words, for I value the posture of your heart more than any eloquent phrase. Come as you are and find rest in me. I invite you to pray not only for your own needs, but also for those around you, lifting up family, friends, and even strangers who cross your path. For in doing so, you share in my compassion, reflecting my heart that yearns for unity and restoration. And as you pray for others, your own spirit will grow in humility and grace, discovering the boundless joy found in intercession. Embrace this call and see how I transform both you and the world you touch. Do not shy away from bold prayers, from asking for the seemingly impossible, for I am a God of miracles, unbound by earthly limitations, so dare to dream and place those dreams in my hands, watching as I breathe life into them when the time is ripe. And though you may not understand my ways, trust that I always act with perfect wisdom and love, orchestrating blessings that surpass your imagination. Step out in faith and see my power revealed. I implore you to forgive yourself and others through prayer, releasing the heavy chains of resentment that bind you, for bitterness only separates you from the abundant life I desire for you. So as you bring your hurts and grievances before me, I will soften your heart, granting you the grace to let go and the freedom to move forward in peace. Embrace this invitation and watch the shadows of anger fade. In moments of temptation, do not rely on your own strength, but call upon me to fortify your resolve, for I am the one who provides a way of escape, ensuring you are not overwhelmed by the snares of the enemy. So pray for discernment and cling to my truth, allowing my word to shield your mind from deceit. And you will find that every temptation loses its power in the light of my holiness. Trust in me, and victory is assured. Engage with my word, for it is living and active, and as you study and pray through Scripture, your faith will deepen, your perspective will widen, and your heart will align more fully with my purposes. So do not neglect this wellspring of wisdom I have provided for you, but let it illuminate the path of your daily choices and refine your understanding of who I am. Dive into my word, and you will discover a treasure without measure. Pray with thanksgiving, acknowledging every blessing I have showered upon you, whether great or small. For a grateful heart opens the door to my joy, chasing away the shadows of negativity and filling your spirit with fresh hope. So reflect upon my faithfulness in the past, and let that fuel your confidence in the future, knowing that I, the giver of all good things, will continue to sustain you. Let gratitude guide your prayers. Incorporate worship into your prayer life, lifting my name with songs of praise and adoration, for as you exalt me above all else, the troubles of this world diminish in the radiance of my presence, and you will find your spirit uplifted, your burdens lightened, and your vision renewed to see my hand at work. Let your praises rise, for I dwell in the midst of your worship, surrounding you with my glory. When you doubt your ability to pray effectively, recall the simple prayers offered by my saints of old, who trusted me enough to utter one sentence from their trembling lips, and behold, the heavens moved. So it is not the length or the poetry of your prayer that reaches my heart, but the authentic faith from which it springs. Therefore do not remain silent, but speak even if your voice quivers, for I cherish your every word. I call you to trust me with the outcomes of your prayers, surrendering the answers to my perfect timing and will, because I see the grand tapestry of your life and weave each thread in harmony with your eternal good. So resist the urge to grow impatient or to doubt when answers do not come swiftly, but remember that I am faithful to complete the work I have begun in you. Allow my sovereignty to be your peace. Lastly, never cease in prayer, for it is the lifeblood of your communion with me, a channel through which my spirit pours forth strength, wisdom, and unending love. So pray in every season, in the silent dawn and the midnight hour, in the crowd and the solitude, trusting that I hear you, respond to you, and draw ever closer to you through every whispered petition. Pray without ceasing, and watch how I transform your life. I have prepared a future brimming with hope for you, a landscape where your present struggles fade like the passing night, making way for a dawn of blessings and breakthroughs. So do not allow despair to root itself in your heart, for my plan for you extends beyond your current season, reaching into eternity with promise after promise. And as you cling to me, I will reveal glimpses of the wonders I have in store, stirring your faith and igniting your anticipation. Embrace this vision of tomorrow, for I am the one who authors new chapters. I place dreams within you not to torment you, but to guide your steps toward my ordained purposes. And though the journey may be steep and the path unclear, your perseverance in faith will open doors at the precise moment. So do not doubt the seeds of aspiration I have planted in your soul, for they contain the blueprint of my will, destined to bloom in the fullness of time. Let hope rise, for every dream in my hands is secure. Consider the stories of my people who once walked in darkness, but later stood in the fullness of my promise, such as Joseph, who endured betrayal and imprisonment before ascending to a position of great influence, and see that I am the same God who transforms adversity into opportunity, weaving triumph from tears. So if you find yourself in a pit of hopelessness, know that I can lift you out, setting your feet on solid ground, where you will bear testimony to my grace. Take courage and believe that your best is yet to come. Let me remind you that each closed door can lead you closer to the one I intend to open, for my guidance often comes through redirection, preventing you from settling for less than my best. So when you face setbacks or rejections, do not be dismayed, but look beyond them to the future that my love has secured for you, and you will see how I use even the disappointments to refine your character and deepen your dependence on me. Keep your eyes forward, for a better path lies ahead. I call you to step out of your comfort zone, to dare to trust me with the unknown, for it is in the realm of risk that faith grows strong, and as you abandon the shores of certainty, I will guide you across the waters of possibility, showing you that I am a limitless God, able to do exceedingly more than you could ever ask or imagine. So do not be paralyzed by caution, but let the wind of my spirit carry you toward the horizon of fulfilled destiny. Believe, and you shall see. Your future is not defined by your past failures or present trials, but by my word, which promises that I make all things new. So release every chain of regret and disappointment, and watch as I transform them into testimonies of redemption, showcasing my power to bring beauty from ashes. For I hold the pen of your life's story, and each chapter I write proclaims the victory of grace over every limitation. Look forward with expectation, for I am shaping your tomorrow. Do not underestimate the small steps you take toward the vision I have placed in your heart, for though progress may seem slow at times, every moment of faithfulness is preparing you for the harvest that will surely come. So do not despise the day of humble beginnings, but persevere, trusting that I multiply your efforts and crown them with my favor when the appointed time arrives. Keep pressing on, for your labor is never in vain under my watchful eye. Have confidence that I walk before you, leveling mountains and straightening crooked paths, so that you can journey with assurance that no trial is beyond my sovereignty and no obstacle can thwart my promises. And as you align your steps with my will, you will find roads appearing where none existed, resources emerging in the face of lack, and unexpected allies joining to strengthen your purpose. Rejoice, for your tomorrow glows bright with possibility. I take pleasure in revealing new facets of my nature as you move forward, allowing you to witness my majesty in ways you have not yet imagined. And as you embark on each chapter of your life, I will show you that my provision goes hand in hand with my revelation, unveiling deeper layers of my character so that your faith may grow from glory to glory. Embrace this ongoing discovery, for your future contains ever more of my wonders. When you stumble, do not hesitate to rise again, for my mercies are new every morning, and I equip you with the grace to overcome your shortcomings and press on toward the goals I have set before you. So failure is not an end point, but a lesson that draws you closer to my heart, teaching you reliance on my strength rather than your own. Let my mercy propel you toward greatness, for a glorious destiny awaits those who refuse to be defined by stumbles. Dare to cast a vision that goes beyond your own abilities, trusting me to fill the gap between what you can do and what needs to be done. For in acknowledging your dependence on me, you will see my hand move mightily in your circumstances, working miracles and orchestrating breakthroughs. So open your heart to the grand possibilities that flourish when you place your trust in an all-powerful God. Dream bigger, for I am able to accomplish far more than you realize. Keep hope alive by recalling my faithfulness in days past, for the same God who carried you through yesterday's battles will lead you victoriously into tomorrow's celebrations. So when discouragement threatens to overshadow your outlook, remember how I rescued, provided, and comforted you before, and be assured that I remain unchanging in my love, unwavering in my commitment to fulfill every word I have spoken over you. Lift your head, for I will not fail you now. Surround yourself with those who speak life, who remind you of my promises, and encourage you to keep moving forward, for I designed community to be a source of shared faith and inspiration, a reflection of the unity found in my kingdom. So do not journey alone, but gather with kindred spirits who spur one another on toward love and good deeds, strengthening resolve and nurturing the seeds of hope that dwell within. Embrace fellowship, for it fuels endurance. Anticipate the moments when my power will manifest in ways you never expected, opening doors you had not considered, and bringing swift turns of fortune that are undeniably my doing. So hold on to a posture of gratitude, even now, for the breakthroughs that lie ahead, and you will see how a heart of expectation draws forth my blessings, aligning you with the flow of my spirit. Stay expectant, for I delight in surprising you with my goodness. Finally, never forget that you are part of a grander narrative, woven into my eternal plan of redemption, and the hope that fuels your future extends beyond mere personal ambition, reaching into the very heart of my kingdom's expansion. So press on, dear child, knowing that your faithfulness today echoes through eternity, impacting lives you may never meet, and as you fix your gaze on me, you will discover that my purpose for you is richer, deeper, and more magnificent than words can convey. Embrace this hope, for your future shines with promise. My love for you remains unwavering, an eternal flame that no storm can extinguish, and I remind you now that nothing can separate you from this love, not uncertainty, not heartache, not even your own doubts. For I stand ready to receive you at every turn, cradling you in arms of mercy, eager to renew your strength and set your feet upon solid ground once more. Let my unchanging affection be your anchor in all circumstances, for even when you wander, my devotion remains constant, calling you back into my embrace, where you will always find rest and restoration. Allow my everlasting commitment to guide your every step, knowing that I have hemmed you in with compassion that knows no bounds. In my name, I bless you and your household, bestowing upon you the gift of peace that surpasses all human comprehension. And as you walk this journey, I promise that my grace will go before you, smoothing rough paths and providing for your needs, even before you know to ask. So lift your eyes to me in every moment of uncertainty, and watch my faithfulness unfold in ways that leave you in awe. I encourage you to cling to this peace, letting it guard your heart against the chaos of the world. For in my presence, no fear can stand unchallenged. Take solace in the truth that I am your protector, your provider, and your ever-present help in times of need. Now look ahead with confidence, holding firmly to the faith that has brought you this far, because the best chapters of your story are still being written, and I walk beside you with every step, whispering hope, breathing life, and guiding you into the fullness of my glorious purpose. Trust in my goodness, believe in my promises, and anticipate the marvels that await, for I am the one who holds your tomorrows in loving hands. Open your heart wide to receive the blessings I have ordained, and as you face each new horizon, remember that my power is not limited by human constraints. Move forward courageously, for I am the author of new beginnings and the sustainer of eternal hope.